Donald Trump and Xi Jinping, the leaders of two biggest economies, are set to hold a high-stakes summit fraught with risks. The meetings in Beijing, set for Thursday and Friday, could be a watershed moment for the adversarial superpowers. One of the things they are going to talk about is a tiny yet powerful for its size Taiwan, which lies off mainland China's coast. It is expected to remain one of the most difficult strategic issues between the two countries. So what could go wrong if they start talking about Taiwan? As a democracy that has long relied on the US for its scrutiny, Taiwan's number one fear has always been that it's going to be relegated to the back burner on Washington's policymakers' mind. In the latest, the US President Trump is sending mixed signals towards Taiwan. Trump says he's ready to discuss US arms deal to Taiwan ahead of his meeting with the Chinese counterpart.
A lot of good things can happen. Now, we'll be talking about, he'll bring up Taiwan, I think, more than I will. But I think that a discussion will be a little bit about energy and about the very beautiful country of Iran.
The US has a nuanced position on Taiwan. It acknowledges that Beijing believes Taiwan is a part of China, and it asserts that there is only one Chinese government, but it avoids voicing any support for Taiwan independence. It is this approach of Trump that's raising questions about whether the US president could be open to dialing back support for the island democracy, though Taipei is so anxious about how Trump could address its future in the meeting with President Xi. It vows deeper US ties before Trump-Xi talks. It maintains that the Trump administration has reaffirmed its support for Taiwan, including December's $11 billion arms package.
We will continue to monitor developments in United States-China interactions very closely. At the same time, we will maintain close and constructive communication with the US. In fact, as you can see, since the Trump administration took office, they have consistently reiterated its support for Taiwan. Moreover, they have taken concrete actions to implement the United States' long-standing and consistent policy, including the previously announced $11 billion arms sale to Taiwan.
President Xi, on the other hand, is placing Taiwan at the center of discussions with Trump. He aims to compel the US to reduce support for the island democracy.
During President Donald Trump's visit to China, the two heads of state will have an in-depth exchange of views on major issues concerning China-US relations, as well as world peace and development. China's opposition to the US sale of weapons to Taiwan is consistent and clear.
Even slight variances in wording could signal a change in policies. Experts say and warn Xi might push Trump to adjust US policy language from "we do not support Taiwan independence" to a more definitive "we oppose Taiwan independence." This even as Trump hopes to reset his ties with Chinese counterpart. The Taiwan issue has become increasingly sensitive as military maneuvers around the Taiwan Strait have escalated and concerns over a potential future confrontation continue to shape regional security planning. The big question is, will Trump come in support of Taiwan and maintain that?
We are at a pivotal moment for Taiwan's security, and it hinges on what happens in Beijing this week. President Trump arrives Wednesday night for a two-day summit with Xi Jinping, with Taiwan squarely on the agenda. Trump has already said he will discuss U.S. arms sales with Xi, a first for any sitting American president. Beijing wants more than that. It's pushing Washington to change its language from not supporting to opposing Taiwan independence. Experts warn any rhetorical softening could become the most destabilizing outcome of the summit. Taiwan's premier says the U.S. has made clear it won't allow unilateral changes to the status quo, but that assurance now faces a real-time test. A $14 billion arms package remains unsigned on Trump's desk. Whether it gets approved or shelved may depend on what's said behind closed doors in Beijing. This is Dimitri Vyas in Taipei for TVBS World Taiwan.